So, Frankie, what is the weather going to be like in Montreal from Wednesday to Friday?
It's gonna warm up a little bit in Montreal, then it's cool down, takes place again. Then it got rain next week and snow and things like that. It's gonna be snow squalls at Cape Breton Highlands. Then it got more stormy weather headed for Vancouver, British Columbia next week in Canada. And it's supposed to be a big snowstorm all across south central states. What about Europe and
What?
Japan? Oh, they're bringing a lot of freezing rain and flat stock Russia on Thursday. It's going to bring so much freezing rain and flat stock Russia on Thursday. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Seoul, South Korea.
And it's been really warm. It was really warm lately, but now it's changed, right?
Yeah. Then Japan's going to get lots of rain too.
How much rain? Is it in millimeters or centimeters? How do you do it?
Over 50 millimeters of rain in Vladivostok, Russia. Over 50 millimeters of freezing rain over there.
Well, over here right now it's overcast, it's cloudy, and it's kind of
Over
sometimes
over England, Ireland, Norway, Finland, Sweden. They're getting really high winds right now.
a lot of winds. And southern Ontario had winds of up to 100 miles on Monday.
They're getting really high winds in Norway.
Yeah, really, really high winds. So,
And down Australia, they're in the hail season right now in Australia. Most of the hail storm takes place in southeastern Australia. That's where the hail alley is in Australia.
and hail is dangerous, eh? Hail can like damage your car or break your windows. And when we came to visit you, Frankie, on the way home, we were just before we got to Montreal. Some animal jumped out of the forest, and it was like a little like thing holding a deer in its mouth. It was really weird. And then we went to the gas station, and then a big hailstorm came, and I was like, "Oh, we'll be fine." And Jen's like, "No, we got to get out of here." We got in the van, and Jen bolted down the road, and sure enough, there was a gigantic hailstorm, and it damaged a lot of vehicles. It was on the news.
You dodged the hail.
We have on what's it called again? Twitch. That's it. Yeah. He says we need 1 million more gigabytes of RAM needed.
Yeah.
What if Base Guy had 1 million gigabytes of RAM? What would that mean?
And that 1,000 giga, that'll be so much. There'll be ultra computer.
So I apologize, Frankie, and the show. We're having computer problems today, and I got unfocused. The whole point is the people on the chat board, if you can ask Frankie your questions live, they don't have to be just weather. They can be any question at all about anything on the world, in the world, anything, and I'll shout out your name and questions. Frankie, what did you have for lunch today?
I had chicken wings and chicken strips.
And what kind of social media things have you been up to lately? What do you use the most?
I use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and things like that, and TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Wow, so you do a little bit of each every day, I suppose?
Yeah.
But you're not always on your computer or phone. I know you go for walks all the time. Where have you been walking lately?
I was down the boardwalk yesterday, and guess what? Dylan Atack called me.
Dylan Atack. Yeah, he was on our show last week. If anybody wants to see the repeat, it's on my YouTube. And we'll basically just go to baseguyshow.com and look for my YouTube. Who have you and Dylan Atack been interviewing lately?
Stephen McNeil, the Premier of Nova Scotia at 8:30 p.m. a.m. your time. That's 9:30 a.m. my time.
Okay. Miami Christine is here, and she's saying, Frankie, what's the temperature in your city now?
Around 10 degrees before the wind chill.
And it goes down to what at night? About 0?
Go around. And what about Vancouver?
Vancouver. I used to live in North Vancouver for about a year.
And it's going to be snow squall. It's going to be -1 degrees before wind chill tonight.
Wow. And when do you think it's going to snow in Montreal?
Sometime next week. And Calgary's going to get an earthquake too.
Well, that's not good at all, is it? What kind of fault line is over there?
Vancouver's getting a 9.0 magnitude earthquake. Vancouver's getting 10 to 50 millimeters of rain tomorrow. 10 millimeters of rain Friday. 1 to 3 Saturday. 10 millimeters Sunday. 5 millimeters Monday. 50 millimeters Tuesday. Another 5 on Wednesday.
Thank you, Miami Christine. Frankie, did you just say 9.0 earthquake?
Yes.
That's like one of the worst levels of earthquake you can have. Is it going to be near 10? Is it going to be near a populated area, or?
It could be chance of popular area. What happens if that happens? That means how big news will be.
Huge news. And who's calling it? You and some of your earthquake friends, or what?
Like some Luke Thomas, the quake prediction guy.
Luke Thomas. Okay, how long have you been following Luke
I
Thomas?
first heard about him in 2010.
Yeah, it is crazy, eh? Here we have Virginia Phillips. Welcome to the show. Can you tell me what to expect weather-wise in Texas this winter?
It's going to be lots of warm weather in Dallas because of La Nina, the cold waters in the Pacific.
And what can people do to be prepared, Frankie?
You have to watch out for storms and things like that.
They get like hurricanes and whirlwinds and tornadoes and everything, right?
Yeah.
What other things happen down in Texas, Frankie?
That means that down in Texas, they get hot air, cold air, freezing rain, things like that.
And Ben Campbell lives in Texas, right?
Yes, he does.
He's the guy
and Trey Campbell, the ESPN 97.5 FM guy, he lives in Houston, Texas. Trey Campbell.
Oh, wow. So you know people all over the world, don't you? Like you have friends in Russia?
Yeah.
What other friends do you have in other parts of the world?
Best of the other ones, internet radio podcast in UK.
Virginia Phillips says thank you. So, Frankie, we used to always do a movie segment because you used to go to the cinema all the time.
Before COVID.
Yeah, but now you're watching movies at home though, right?
I'm watching hockey and football.
Okay.
Paper Eagles are facing Sea Dogs tonight. They're facing against Moncton back-to-back games Friday and Saturday.
Well, you know people all over the world. Sorry, Frankie, I'm just checking the computer here, making sure that it's working. Okay, everything's working now. I think I just added too much stuff. So I got to be careful how I do that. And Frankie, so we do sports, music, and what about your local community? Have you been going to places like Pizza Zone to see Scott?
I went to the AEW on Bridge Street. That's one. I went to Circle K on the corner of Townsend Street and George Street.
Here's a weird question from XVG Whale, we'll just call you X Whale, saying, Frankie, what will happen to Bass Guy if Bass Guy goes to the doctor, if he gets thrown in the garbage, do you think he can sue for medical malpractice?
Yes,
and then
the doctor will be in so much trouble.
And then force the doctors to buy his shirts from Teespring.
That means how much trouble doctor will be in.
He'd be a whole lot of who is XVG Whale? Has obviously been someone's actually watching my show.
Yes.
Someone's watching my show, Frankie. So yeah, how much trouble would the doctor be in if he threw me in the garbage?
So much trouble.
What happened to the guy who put the firecracker in the toilet?
Then he flushed the firecracker down the toilet. And the firework went down the toilet, and in the middle of the pipe would go boom.
Boom. I got to put that up. I might break the computer again, but I want people to see that. Yeah, it's going to go boom. And then he puts the firecracker in. Here comes the firecracker. It's going to explode.
Then it'll explode, the pipe will boom. The water will be everywhere.
Yeah, and the water will go all through the hallway. And then he'll go, you have to go to the dean's office. And then how much trouble what would the dean say to him?
You got two choices, Greece or jail.
Yeah, you go to Greece or you go to jail. What does he pick, you think?
Greece.
So he has to go to Greece. He has to learn, but it's a whole different language there. How's he going to understand?
He has to learn Greek.
The dean was so mad that smoke was coming out of his ears. He said, you got two choices, jail or Greece.
Greece.
So he obviously chooses Greece. That's an ultimatum. He has to choose between jail or Greece for doing a bad thing. You can't just be putting firecrackers in the toilet like that.
Two nice firecrackers, one nice toilet.
Here comes the sound. And it goes, oh no. This is a brand new Frankie MacDonald joke. And then one of his friends pulls the fire alarm because there's water everywhere. I know it's irony, right? They call the fire department. There's water everywhere. Goes,
the media will be there. The news media and the press will be there.
Yeah, and the news media will be outside the window of the dean. They'll be taking pictures through the window. So, yeah, two choices. So, yeah, basically, I'm going to have to delete that now because it's slowing down my computer. But, yeah, what's XGV Whale? If you want to do that, you just have to visit bassguyshow.com. But I took it off my website. There's a secret place. You have to click on featured music. If you can click on featured music and then click all the way down at the bottom, you'll find where you can get that. I made it as hard as possible to
His
find.
name is Pete. He lives in Virginia.
Who Whale?
Yeah, his name is Pete.
Oh, so you're watching the chat too. You know that guy, right?
Yes.
So yeah, you can. He's wanting to buy a Bass Guy T-shirt. We sold one this year, so you can go to my website bassguyshow.com, and then you have to click on featured music. It's a little button, featured music, and then scroll all the way down, and you'll find the button. I make things awkward. Frankie,
He's a new fan.
He's a new fan. How long's he been watching for?
Since this year.
Are you having fun so far, Frankie?
Yes.
Good.
Not too many authors are signing their books in the mall. Not only me, but all other authors.
All other authors, yeah. There's
like Vernon, Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, former Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, and some other authors like Vernon, the coal mine writer, and Leslie Crew. She can't even sign books.
And what about Sarah Soller?
Same thing. Sarah Soller, Leslie Crew, all those other authors.
It's a whole different world now, eh? People are staying indoors as much as possible. So musicians aren't playing in the bars anymore, are they?
Except for Angel Joy at the Old Triangle. That's it. They are not other musicians outside of Nova Scotia or amateur musicians in Ontario, things like that. Or
So
Manitoba or out West.
That's right. People who have jobs where they play in front of people or they do things in front of people, they can't do that. So they're at home on the internet making jokes about firecrackers. Now, Frankie,
Ryan Rosicki can't even fight against the opponents. Last time Ryan Rosicki fought against a guy from Czech Republic, that was February 14th. That's Ryan Rosicki's last fight before COVID.
Sarah's saying she got a Bass Guy mug. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much.
Ryan Rosicki's doing a lot of exercise, trying to use it, training the box, long-range training.
Okay, so people are using this time to practice and get ready and do things, and the vaccine is coming. What's going to happen when the vaccine comes out?
The Army have to be involved.
Because people will line up at the drugstore, and there'll be like a 19-mile long frickin' line, and then people will have to wait in line, and people start fighting with each other, so they'll need a drill sergeant there.
The drill sergeant will say, "Stay secure."
Yeah, stay 48 feet apart. So if they have to stay 48 feet apart, the line's going to be like 100 miles long, Frankie.
They say, "Yes, sir."
And
Sergeant will be screaming.
Yeah, and he couldn't get there because of all the traffic jams, so he had to land the helicopter on the drugstore to get there.
The military tank will be there.
So I apologize. Some people are saying they've bought some stuff from the Bass Guy Show thing, and I'm a jerk, and I took off the link and everything, so I'll put it back up. But now people are asking, Sarah's saying, where can she get a Frankie MacDonald bobblehead?
National Bobbleheads Hall of Fame website. Phil Schuyler, he's the CEO. I know Pete. He get into contact with National Bobbleheads Hall of Fame now and the crypto company.
These aren't just normal bobbleheads. These ones speak.
This is a gold Frankie MacDonald.
That's a gold one. Wow.
When I was a little boy, I want to grow up, I want to be a weatherman. New Zealand massive earthquake to hit anytime soon. It's going to bring 7.0 greater magnitude earthquake in New Zealand. Okay, guys, I'm going to do a video of the guy eating 50 hot dogs at once. Thanks for watching. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
This one's my favorite. The action figure of Ben Campbell. Who made the action figure again?
Ben Campbell.
Ben Campbell. So he made your book and the action figure. That's amazing,
Wait a
Frankie.
minute. Sarah Soller wrote my book for Nimbus.
Oh, why did I say Ben Campbell? I'm sorry. Whenever the heat gets to my head, you correct me, Frankie. You're always on the ball.
Sarah Soller is the person who wrote my book right here.
Yeah, be prepared. And Jen and I, we traveled all the way to meet Frankie in Nova Scotia. We drove 2,000 miles and we met Frankie, and we got like 12 books or something, and I bought a whole bunch of Frankie MacDonald bobbleheads. So I completely support my friend Frankie. Everything you do, Frankie, you've achieved so much in your life. What are you going to be working on next?
That means the publicist in Nimbus Publishing can't even promote books because of COVID.
Yeah, they'll be on the phone like, why can't we come down and promote the book this week?
Because of COVID-19.
Yeah, the kid can't even put the firecracker in the school because they closed the schools down because of COVID-19.
I'm talking about the college students where I was to put the firecracker down the toilet. The firecracker went to the middle of the pipe, and the pipe blew up and go boom.
Boom, huge, and everyone in school's like, what was that? Did you hear that noise? That guy just blew up the toilet with a firecracker.
Then they say Greece or jail.
You have two choices: Greece or jail.
Greece.
So he has to go to school in Greece. He's got to go get his passport updated and a visa, right? A student visa.
Because who will pay for the college?
The college. So everyone at college is going to be mad at him, saying, we have to pay thousands of dollars to send you away to school because you blew up the toilet.
And pipe.
Miami Christine says, so cool that a bobblehead can speak.
Yes.
What are all the books on the top of the furniture behind Frankie?
Atlases and maps.
That's a great question, Jack Pearson 22. Atlases and maps. You've got more up there now, eh? You've put more lately.
Yeah.
So those were in storage or somewhere else, or you study maps. Can you tell us about your fascination of maps and when you started and all about map world? Can you tell us about your maps, Frankie?
I first studied maps when I was a kid.
Well, there we go. We have the answer now. Now you know. Can we see one of the books, says Jack Pearson.
Rob Slim show tonight.
Yeah, we got the Rob and Slim show tonight. Frankie MacDonald will be on the Rob and Slim show.
This is one of them.
What place is that?
Halifax.
Halifax. And you try and study all the pages in that book.
Yes.
That's amazing, Frankie. So you know your roads and stuff. Like, let's say I went on a holiday to Russia. What roads would you tell me to drive through?
You have to get the plane from Montreal to Moscow.
And then when I got there, how would I go visit your friend?
Get a tourist visa. Got to need a guest visa. Tourist visa. You can't visit, for instance, you only visit museums and things like that. That's it, because they're really strict over there.
Yeah, and it goes down to like -50 in Siberia. You got two choices: jail or Siberia. They used to send people to Siberia instead of jail.
Back in those days.
Back in those days, Napoleon would say, imagine in Napoleon, like 1800s, and it's like Napoleon is the emperor, and one of his guys throws a firecracker in Napoleon's toilet, and it goes boom. It's a whole different joke, though.
That means that today they'll say Greece or jail when a student flushes a firecracker down a college toilet.
Yeah, he's like, Greece or jail.
He says Greece.
You going to Greece or you going to jail? You have two choices.
Greece.
Yeah, and how much trouble would he be in?
A lot.
A lot of trouble, yeah. The dean would be so mad.
One nice toilet.
The dean.
Yeah. So the guy threw the firecracker in the toilet. He's in a lot of trouble. And then the dean would say, you have two choices. You can go study school in Greece or you can go to jail.
He says study school in Greece.
Yeah, study school in Greece. So then he's on his way to Greece. And he's going to miss his friends and stuff, but I guess he can email them, right?
Yeah. That means, or Zoom. The dean will Zoom him.
Yeah, the dean will Zoom him. When the dean was so mad, the smoke was coming out of his ears. I love your jokes, Frankie. I love your sense of humor. You're going to be using these jokes on your world tour.
Yes.
Can you tell us about your world tour, please?
I'll be traveling to every country in the world.
And what will you do on stage?
Doing speeches and doing comedy skits and dancing on stage.
And if you go to somewhere like Spain and they speak Portuguese, what then?
Spanish.
Spanish? Sorry, what then? If you need a translator, I guess, right?
Professional translator.
So it's always fun talking with you, Frankie. I'm going to be watching you tonight on the Rob and Slim show. What time?
9 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Atlantic Time.
So my time, New York City, Montreal time, 9 o'clock tonight. Just go into Google and put the Rob and Slim show.
Yes,
for the
IPMNation.com.
yeah IPM is it called?
IPMNation.com.
IPMNation.com is their official podcast. They're usually also on Facebook. You can find their Facebook page at
Yes.
Rob and Slim Show. And that's great, Frankie. What can people expect weather-wise this Saturday?
This Saturday in Sydney, Nova Scotia, it's going up to 10 degrees Celsius on Saturday. That's another double-digit day in Montreal, Quebec, where Base Guy Show lives.
Yeah, in
And
Quebec.
it's going to be 4 degrees where you live on Saturday. It's going to bring a lot of rain on Monday.
So yeah, it's the battle between rain and snow right now. It's been
It's going up 13 degrees on Friday in
wow.
And that's the last of the double-digit temperatures in your area. Then it's going up to 4 degrees Saturday. Then the temperatures are going to be negatives on Tuesday and Wednesday there.
Where is it going up to 13 degrees in Montreal?
Yes, on Friday.
Oh wow. So I should enjoy the weather. That's the last good weather of the year, right?
Saturday's 4 degrees Celsius.
But you like the cold weather, don't you, Frankie? You don't like the heat at all. That's what you used to say, that you like cold weather. But you also like warm water. I've been seeing your social media. You like warm water, right?
Yes.
Any advice to people struggling, having a hard time because of lockdown and coronavirus? What kind of advice?
That means stay indoors and practice physical distance. Wash your hands for 20 seconds.
It's always been a pleasure interviewing you. Frank, you'll be on again next Wednesday if you want to check out.
Next
Frank.
Wednesday is Thanksgiving week. You'll be off. You'll be back on Base Guy Show on Wednesday, December 2nd.
So Frankie won't be back on the Base Guy Show till December 2nd. So we're taking next week off.
Because you've got a lot of American fans. Because their Thanksgiving's next Thursday.
But if you want to check out some of videos that Frankie and I made together, you can go to baseguyshow.com and then look for the YouTube logo. So Frankie, so I won't be talking to you for 2 weeks. So I guess I'll call you or whatever. But
You'll work on the video.
Yeah, I'll work on making the computer work. I'm going to talk
Like
to Larry.
Grease or jail.
Grease or jail. You got two choices, buddy. And the guy blew up I love the joke, Frankie. It's amazing.
You'll be working on that video.
Yeah. So I'll talk to you on December the 2nd, Frankie. Any last words before you go today?
Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Base Guy Internet Radio Show.
Thank you, Frankie.